What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be discussing the ongoing developing story from Platinum Games and their Kickstarter, and just a whirlwind of emotions from people on Twitter, on other videos. So before you bombard that dislike button, let's chat it out. My opinions are actually different from what you think they are, but essentially, here it is. Platinum Games, which is a pretty well-known developer. They've been making games for Nintendo consoles for over 10 years, all the way back to Mad World on the Wii. The Wii U is really where they got most of their popularity from, and then recently with Astral Chain, which has been a big success on the Switch. So they're a pretty well-known developer, pretty wealthy. They're actually funded by Nintendo partially, and then another part is they're partially funded by an offshore Chinese mobile company, which they've given them a lot of money as well. So this is a pretty well-off developer. They're veterans in the space, and they launched a Kickstarter to bring over Wonderful 101 to the Nintendo Switch. Now, this Kickstarter was a pretty small goal for attaining that. $50,000 was the initial goal, and actually, in 10 minutes' time, it actually broke that goal. So very impressive. They've been adding more and more stretch goals. They actually have a PlayStation 4 port, which is fully funded. They also have DLC, and they're working on like a 2D game. I'm not sure where it is at right now, but it's well over $1 million. I believe the 2D game is 1.5 million. So this Kickstarter has absolutely exploded. It was insane to watch yesterday. I kept refreshing the page, and it would go up by $10,000, $20,000, $30,000. It was absolutely nuts. So for starters, I did not fund this project. I do not plan on funding this project. And that's kind of a couple reasons. And I think some of these reasons might be why people are having such mixed emotions about this. So the first reason is I really don't care about this game, guys. I mean, I actually did play it on the Wii U. That's important to note because I don't think a lot of people have played this game. And the reason why I say that is because this game, and I could be totally off base with this, but from just what I'm seeing online, it sold only just over 300,000 copies, which is still an impressive number, but for a big company like this, you could blame it on the Wii U if you want. I don't really think that's the case, but for me, this game just didn't click, and not a lot of people played it. So that is the first reason why I'm not going to fund this. I don't have really a lot of interest in this game on the Switch. I've already played it on the Wii U. I thought it was aesthetically impressive. I thought the idea of it was very unique, and I really like the idea. The graphics weren't terrible. I don't know, just something about this game didn't click for me. It was a very steep learning curve from what I remember. It did use the gamepad pretty heavily, which I do enjoy. And that goes into the third reason why I won't be getting this, is I'm very cautious about Wii U ports coming over to the Switch. So the best example I can give is Captain Toad Treasure Tracker. It's actually not only one of my favorite Wii U games, but one of my favorite Nintendo games of all time, which is saying a lot. When that game came over, which also used the gamepad heavily, when that came over to the Switch, I immediately bought the port, obviously. I did not like the game. Just a lot of the differences about the game I really just didn't like. I liked that they added, DLC and stuff like that, but I just didn't like it. So I'm very cautious about Wii U ports coming over, especially those that use the gamepad quite a bit. Now, they've been successful with bringing over, it wasn't a direct port, but Super Mario Maker 2, and I think they've made that work, although even those controls are a little spotty if you're not doing handheld. So I'm very cautious about Wii U ports coming over. I think, honestly, the next reason is I don't think Platinum Games needed my help to bring this game over. The reason why I say that, much like others, is the Kickstarter goal was set so low, or whoever predicted these numbers, or to get this over, to the Switch, just I kind of think missed the mark a bit. And that's kind of why people are up in arms. Do they really need this Kickstarter? Was this used for what Kickstarter is supposed to be? And that is a crowdfunding project that would never happen in a million years unless people got together and funded this. And I just think if Platinum Games has that feeling about Wonderful 101, if they couldn't get this game over without crowdfunding, they're lying, because this game has been requested by fans, and even though this game barely sold anything, it's still a giant game in terms of the fan base. And there's a lot of people that have always wanted to play this game, but just never got into the Wii U. So I think the interest is there. So from that point of view, I think Platinum Games is kind of lying, kind of setting themselves up or selling themselves short with this game. And also, this game was released or actually revealed to be coming out in April. So that's just a couple months' time. So if I'm thinking of this as a consumer, I'm putting all the pieces together. $50,000 to bring over to the port, to the Switch, which is nothing really for this kind of developer. $50,000 to bring over this port. 2 months' time, I don't think you needed my money. It's just, that's kind of the way I perceive it. That's kind of the way a lot of people perceive it. So it's very mixed emotions. I really don't know what to think. I thought about this, and I thought about the negative comments that I was seeing. People even calling this company greedy, which I kind of think misses the mark a bit. But does this company really need my money to bring over Wonderful 101 when the interest is there? People are diehard Platinum game fans. I don't think that this was needed. I think personally for me, I think it was a publicity stunt, and it's kind of using a marketing strategy, which is very genius. But the marketing strategy basically is you get a bunch of people together. They put in their money. They feel like they are the sole reason why this game is coming over. So they feel invested, and they get other people invested in it. And it's just kind of a domino effect of people just motivating and feeling good about it and feeling like this is my project now. So it's a very smart business tactic, but something that I don't feel is completely accurate to this. Like, I feel like without crowdfunding, this game would have come over anyway. And I also saw people commenting that, well, if Platinum Games didn't really need the money, maybe they can use this crowdfunding money for future projects. And for me, that is absolutely not what Kickstarter is used for and should be used for. If they put a Kickstarter up for a port of Wonderful 101 and other consoles, that's all they should be using it for. So people that justify this by saying, well, they can, invest it back in their company. Guys, this is a company that's invested by Nintendo partially, and then by a company that's put millions and millions of dollars into this developing company. So this company is not exactly, they're not exactly scratching for money. And then Astral Chain, which was such a big success, made them plenty of money. So you kind of start to question the ethical reasons behind this. Now, because of this Kickstarter, they can put this game on other platforms. I guess from what I'm hearing, Nintendo offered to port this game to the Switch on the condition that this stays an exclusive. Platinum Games didn't really agree with that, and that's why they're going the crowdfunding route. And who knows, maybe to put this game on other consoles, they realized that, I don't know, that's a pretty big investment for such a cult classic game. And that kind of leads me to believe that they don't really have confidence in their product. With all that being said, and you can't really fault a company for doing that. You can't fault a video game company for not wanting to put this game on as many platforms as possible, because there is no loyalty in business. Like, business is very cutthroat. And if you're looking at it from a consumer point of view, you may get easily offended. You might look at Platinum Games in a different light, but this is the world of business. And yeah, maybe they don't have enough confidence in Nintendo to make this game a good enough seller. Maybe they want to expand and put this on the PlayStation and things like that, so that more and more people get exposed to it. You can't really fault a company for doing that. It's just, did they really need crowdfunding to do this? So I think, to wrap things up, I'm not interested in this crowdfunding effort. I'm not really interested in the Wonderful 101 anymore. I think it's awesome that they're able to do this, but I don't necessarily think that crowdfunding was needed. And it kind of does make me feel a little mixed about this. I'm not going to lie. I'm not exactly 100% mad at this. Like, I'm not going to post and bash this company, but at the same time, it kind of makes me think, like, is this going to be a new trend? Are you going to start seeing developers crowdfund just about everything? Many different opinions on crowdfunding in general. People have very sour tastes in their mouths for past projects that maybe didn't get fully funded or just didn't deliver on promises. So Yeah, this is kind of a slippery slope, especially for a bigger company asking people for money to get their game ported on the Switch. This isn't even a new game, guys. This is just a port of a game. I don't know, it makes you wonder, $50,000 to port a game over to the Switch. I mean, if you think about it, isn't even that much money. So how hard is it to really make this happen? How hard would it have been to just port this game over without asking fans for money? Let me know what you guys think in the comments section below. Maybe I'm off base. Maybe I'm just overthinking this whole thing. Let me know in the comment section below. Make sure to like the video. Definitely helps out a lot. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace out, guys.